who is the biggest cheapskate in the WWF or WCW? Who is the cheapest guy you traveled with or saw, cutting corners?
Okay. Oh gosh. I'm gonna say Savage. I mean, Randy was notorious for. There would be times where, like, we'd fly into Chicago and we'd be there for we wrestle in Chicago on a Friday night, Saturday night in Milwaukee, Sunday night in Green Bay, and then drive all the way back to Chicago. And to get on a flight out the next morning. Well, by the time you get back to Chicago from Green Bay, it's late, and and Randy wouldn't get a hotel room. He and Elizabeth would sleep in the rent-a-car because he was too cheap to get a room.
I didn't even factor in Liz in all this. I'm like, oh yeah, Savage sleeping in his car, and then you said he and Liz, so he's forcing his wife to sleep in a rental car. That is next level cheap. Wow.
Yeah, and so Randy was pretty tight. He was notoriously tight.
Did you ever do that thing? I always hear about guys over the years who would see who could stay in the worst, cheapest hotel. Did you ever do that, or not for you?
I tried not to.
Jake told me about staying in a $6 per night hotel once, and oh man.
Oh gosh.
Did not sound
I'm gonna tell you what, right here in Jackson, Mississippi, where I don't live in Jackson. I live in the suburb of Jackson, but I'm telling you what, there was one hotel, and Jackson was not a place where we often stayed over anyway. And when we did stay over, we stayed over like at it was like in going north on Highway 55. There was a pretty nice hotel there, but this one, for whatever reason, every hotel in the dang city was full. There was something going on, and we had to stay in this Dewdrop Inn that was right on the borderline about the worst part of Jackson, Mississippi. It's kind of like, you can hardly sleep for wondering if somebody's going to bust through your door. I can't remember the name of it, like the Dewdrop Inn. I don't know.
Oh man, it's some of the places I've heard about. Ugh, awful.